Hey everyone, this is my home. Come on in. Okay, so I've lived here for about 5 years now. The place itself is about 500 square feet, so not that much space to work with, but it's perfect for one person and a small cat. It's taken me a really long time to actually really be happy with this space. I've been changing things so often, getting rid of furniture, adding new pieces in, but I'm happy with all the pieces I have, I'm happy with my furniture, and I'm happy to actually finally show this space to you. Okay, so first let's talk about this main living room space. Let's get into it. This is the centerpiece of my space, and it's the area I probably spend most of my time at home. The couch is part of the CB2 and Goop collab, and honestly, I'm just a really big fan of the design. It feels very organic and looks super unique. You know, I'll take a seat, maybe I'll watch something on TV, could grab a magazine. It's super cozy, super relaxing. I've always had dark couches, and to go to a white couch is definitely a big change, but it makes a space feel larger, especially compared to my old gray couch. It's also very comfortable, and has this boucle style fabric that has a nice texture, and also hides cat scratches on the fabric very well. Below that is this large circular spiral rug in white and blue, and I picked this up from Amazon from a brand called Safavieh, and it also does come in a variety of different sizes and color options as well. And on top of the rug is my coffee table, which I don't really know the brand of this one. I got it used off Facebook Marketplace, but it fits the room very well, and it's actually made of concrete, so it has that nice stone look, but it's also very heavy. Alright, let's do a little coffee table tour. I got these two ceramic vases over here. Big fan of these designs, they're nice and simple. We have this Virgil Abloh book. We also got this Sony Discman CD player, this Mercedes flip phone. They actually collaborated with Motorola back in the 90s and 2000s. We have these Curves puddle coasters. They have a little bit of wear on them because I do use them. And we also have this Sony cassette player and radio. We have the chrome, all white design, big speaker over here. I love how this thing looks and sounds. It plays all my cassettes. I also of course have this magazine stand with a few of my favorite magazines right there for easy access. Okay, over here we have a couple shelves. We got this section over here with some of my CDs and cassette tapes. I just really like the idea of collecting physical media. I like collecting physical versions of some of my favorite albums, whether it's on tape or on CD. It's just nice to have and be able to hold albums I enjoy. This shelf was a random find in the local Toronto furniture store, and it mounts very easy to the wall and has plenty of space inside each compartment. It also has this nice kind of stone texture, and I just love this thing. Alright, what do we have here? The Alchemist sandwich. It's a bread cassette tape cover. Vegans Don't Follow Me, I'm Lost Too. West Side Gun's 10 on cassette tape, like 1 of 100. We got the latest from Eve's Tumor. My goal is to fill this whole thing up with CDs and cassette tapes, and I'm almost there, but when it's full, I don't know what's gonna happen. We have a nice minimal analog clock, and of course we got this Mercedes SL500. It's incredibly detailed. I also have a few more shelves here set up against the wall, as you can see. Books on the top, records on the bottom, as well as 2 iPods. And these shelves are going to be endlessly changing, displaying all the things I love. These are a 2-pack from Amazon. They were super easy to install, and they have these nice little ledges on them, so they're perfect for displaying art and canvases or books and records. This one I'm really excited about. This is my Frank Ocean Endless VHS tape. We also got some of these books, Mercedes, Ogilvy on Advertising, Design Dialogue, Miro. I love having books, and as we walk through this place, you'll see I do have quite a few books, mostly about design and art. You'll see. Across from the couch, we of course have my TV, the Samsung Serif. I mainly bought this TV because, if I'm being honest, I love the design, and it's also a fairly compact TV, and personally I think it is absolutely beautiful. It has a 42-inch 4K screen which looks pretty good, and the design looks like a serif letter I, and the top can be used as a little shelf, which is a super cool additional feature. It comes with these legs you can easily screw on, or you can put the TV on a TV stand without the legs, so you have some options. And the TV is plugged into an Apple TV box that is hidden in the setup as well, so I get that Apple TV interface and all those moving wallpapers. Also, the built-in cable management for this TV that runs down the back leg is pretty amazing and helps keep the setup clean and simple, and also very tidy. Next to the TV is this lamp from Gantri in this kind of parchment cream color. I've had this one floating around my space for a while. I wasn't really sure where to put it, but I'm pretty happy with this placement. I think it's going to stay here for a little while. Alright, down here is this little cave I made for Duster. He sometimes sleeps in it, sometimes he doesn't. I handmade this myself. It has like a kind of stone texture. This is a big open empty wall, so I want to have a nice big piece on this wall to fill in the space. So I made this large yellow circle that fills the space in beautifully. It has a nice vibrancy and warmth, and I love how it looks. Beside the circle, I have this laser disc, which looks like a mix between a CD and a record, and below it is my CD player, the Longtime No Play CD player by NINM Labs. It's a modular, clear, translucent CD player that connects to different parts with magnets. The top part is a clear plastic lid, and the bottom part is the speaker cover, and it's all translucent so you can see everything inside. It also connects over Bluetooth to speakers or headphones, or you can plug it in. It's perfect for my CD collection. Below that is my Ecobee thermostat. It's not the latest one available, but it works with my Apple HomeKit, Google, and Alexa, and it's a very convenient way to change the temperature from my phone or with voice at home, and also when I'm away from home. Alright, this thing is another big piece I built to cover up the really ugly air conditioning unit that's standard in pretty much all of these new condos. I made this myself. It has a stone texture as well, painted this nice off-white tone, and it just hooks onto a little hook I have on the wall, and it covers up that ugly AC unit. This piece was quite the mission to build, and it definitely was a challenge. And if I were to do it again, it would probably be done way differently and probably be built a lot smarter. But I love the look, I love what it adds to my space, and I was kind of inspired to build this and Duster's cave from a style of Grecian home interiors, as well as, of course, the Flintstones. Okay, over here we have this nice little shelf I got on Amazon with a frosted pattern and texture. Basically, this thing is buildable to whatever size you want. I have 6 different units. A lot of them are filled with books and magazines, as you can see. We also have one of Apple's original G4 cubes here on display. Duster loves it, as you can see. Up top over here, we have this large Bauhaus book, another lamp from Gantri in yellow. We have my Wi-Fi router from Google, as well as this new Sonos speaker, which gets super loud, sounds great, fills the entire space, and it's a very small speaker. And lastly, down here we have this auto pet feeder, and Duster's been super patient, so it's time to eat. This pet feeder is from a brand called Yakry. It works great for dogs and cats with a capacity of 25 cups, and you can actually control the portion size in the app for every time you want to feed your pet, and you just hit feed and the food is just launched out. You can also access the 1080p camera with night vision, so you can check in during the day or night. I also have this rolling pet camera from Enabot, which I can control from my phone pretty much anywhere to check on Duster and also play with him. It is kind of a waste of money and it's really a silly product, but you know, it's just fun to drive around and see what Duster's up to. Now, to actually keep this place clean, especially with my dark floors and having, you know, a cat running around, it can be a bit of a challenge, but thankfully, I have the right tool for the job. This is the Dyson Gen 5 Detect, and Dyson is also the sponsor of today's video. This is Dyson's most powerful cordless vacuum, with its 5th generation hyperdynia motor spinning up to 135,000 RPMs. And paired with a whole machine HEPA filtration system, it captures particles down to 0.1 microns. Basically, this vacuum is an absolute dream for keeping my space tidy and clean. The vacuum also has a brand new fluffy optic cleaner head with a very bright LED light that shines to illuminate dust and debris on the floor. It makes vacuuming feel like a game, and I love it. The vacuum also comes with a variety of vacuum heads as well for different surfaces and materials, and it also has 2 heads that are cleverly built into the actual hose. This feature alone is one of my favorite things about this model. It's great for quickly zapping those dusty baseboards. The vacuum is also smart. With its LCD screen, the Gen 5 Detect lets you know when to move on from cleaning an area or if you have to actually keep cleaning that area. And it also adjusts its power levels for suction automatically. And when you're done vacuuming, just toss it on the charger. It's good to go for next time. This vacuum is super powerful and easily picks up all the dust, cat hair, litter, food, and other bits of debris around my space. Honestly, I love this vacuum. It's essential for keeping my space clean, and it really does it all. Huge thanks to Dyson for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the tour. The other big chair I have in this space is the womb chair. It's an iconic design from 1946 by Knoll, and it still looks incredibly modern today, and it's also quite comfortable too. One of my favorite designs ever. As you can see, I have my bike parked inside. This is the Rise Blade 2. It doesn't really fit the interior, but if it's outside, it will be stolen in 20 minutes, so gotta do the inside parking. I do most of my desk work at my studio just to keep all of my work in one place, but I still have a small desk setup here for some lighter work on my laptop. And it was important to me for this desk setup to really fit nicely in the space and to not look out of place. This is called the Oryx desk. It's a fairly compact desk with a design that can be traced back to the 1970s and was originally designed in Italy. It has this very unique space-age top with a rounded look, and all of these small compartments are actually molded into the tabletop itself. And the whole desktop lifts up for even more storage and for all of your secret items. And for the office chair, I really struggled to find a simple, clean design that would fit into the space well and wouldn't be overstyled or stand out too much. So I settled with this model from Ikea called the Black Berget, I believe it's pronounced. Okay, so this is a 1970s coat rack, which I've repurposed into a watch holder, as you can see. These are all my watches. I've recently started collecting some watches from the early 2000s, and specifically Nike watches and Oakley watches. On the wall here, we have this original iPod piece from Toronto artist Joe Fleming, and this large Art Gallery of Ontario exhibition poster from 1974. Okay, this is one of my favorite pieces of furniture ever. This is the Ikea Enabot shelf from the early 90s, and it's one of my favorite designs. This shelf is honestly perfect to me. They made it in a wide variety of colors and finishes, and mine of course is the white one, and they can resell for up to $1,000 sometimes. I got a pretty good deal, I'm happy with it, and I love having this shelf in my space. The frame is metal and has laminate boards for the shelving pieces, and has plenty of space for all of my favorite things while still looking very unique. Okay, so this is my vinyl collection. So I've sorted all of these by color, as you can see, and it took way too long, but I think it was worth it. Frank Ocean Blonde, Chief Keef, Finally Rich, Duster by Duster. We have Jay-Z, Feeling It. I've had a few record players over the years, but the one I've decided to settle with is this Audio-Technica Soundburger, which is a Bluetooth-enabled, completely wireless record player. This Soundburger is a reissued modern version of the original one that came out in the 1980s, now outfitted with a battery for on-the-go use, USB-C charging, and Bluetooth capabilities alongside the traditional 3.5mm jack. The design is very compact compared to most record players that have a more traditional design, but it still plays your favorite records beautifully. I absolutely love this thing. I play music over Bluetooth to my Era 100 or to my Apple iPod Hi-Fi speaker, which I've actually plugged this small 12-South adapter into for Bluetooth capabilities. This is the iPod Hi-Fi speaker. Check out this iPod. Okay, so this iPod, bought for $5 at a thrift store. I thought it wasn't gonna work, but turns out it works, and it's just full of every early 2000s banger you could imagine. Pretty good. All right, more books, parks, pasta and pizza. Something's off. We have this nice large vase, Guapo Rocker 3D printed chair, glows in the dark. A couple of these magazines, they're art and design magazines from Paris. We also have this cat sculpture, which is actually a lamp. It's a lamp. This is the most beautiful step ladder that money can buy. You know, I'm pretty tall, but sometimes I gotta be a bit taller. Might as well do it in style. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. This dining table from EQ3 was the first piece of furniture I actually bought for this space many years ago. The design is very unique and it almost looks impossible with the way that it stands, and it's built very well too. The top is all marble and the legs are actually made of iron. We got these orange fiberglass chairs from probably the 70s or 80s. I love how they look. This is the kitchen where I cook up. It's got the smallest appliances ever. This is the oven. This is the dishwasher. Tiny fridge over here. Does the job. One thing in the kitchen that I'm really proud to finally own is my dream coffee machine, the Moccamaster by Technivorm. It's a simple drip coffee machine that I think looks absolutely beautiful and comes in so many different colors. I chose, of course, this beautiful yellow. It also makes the best damn drip coffee I've ever had. And of course, I have some pretty good beans from local Toronto coffee shops, NINM and Ideal. I also have this Google Nest hub on a stand that sits right above the outlet where it plugs in, so it just hides the cables and stays off the counter. This display is perfect while cooking for setting timers and checking the weather. It's great. I also have this Ninja air fryer that I've tucked away and it does everything I need. It's perfect. I was anti-air fryer and now I see the hype. Okay, over here we got a few fun things as well. We got this Mercedes flip phone, another one, vintage Braun clock, and this nice fun modern mirror. Has a shelf on it. And I do actually have a washroom in this place. It's behind this door, but we don't have to go in there today. Okay, this is the bedroom. This is where the magic happens or something. I don't know. Come on in. My bedroom space has gone through a lot of different changes. Initially, it was where I shot and edited all of my YouTube videos and did other photo shoots for work. I had my desk here, all my video gear. I had a Murphy bed so I could fold it up during the day when I'm not sleeping and bring it down at night. And it was a great way to save space, but at a certain point, I just had to get rid of it. And now my bedroom is just a nice, cozy place to rest and relax after a long day, which it should be, obviously. Okay, so first up, we got this bed. It's a queen-size bed. The actual frame is from Ikea. Wanted to keep it clean and simple with a light color scheme. Big fan of how this bed looks, and it's comfortable. Okay, on either side of the bed over here we have these Trico nightstand units. These are from Quebec from like the 1960s, I believe, and I just love the design of these. I love the nice molded front handles. I got a really good deal on these. Huge fan. On this nightstand I have some of my favorite hats, this ceramic vase, this vintage Sony Dream Machine alarm clock and radio which I found for like $7 at the thrift, and next to the radio is the NOMAD Stand One charger, which is quite frankly the perfect MagSafe wireless charging stand. And yes, it works with the new ambient display mode for iOS 17, it's perfection. On the other nightstand we have a NOMAD Base 1 Max, which has a MagSafe charger, a charger for your Apple Watch, and a charger for a pair of AirPods or other Qi wireless charging earbuds. Also pretty sweet. And this is a unique one. This is the Joy Resolve Barisieur tea and coffee alarm clock. Basically, it's an alarm clock that also wakes you up with a fresh cup of coffee. So you just set your alarm, get your coffee ready to go, and the next morning, it'll start brewing, right on time. Or you can just make the coffee yourself right at the nightstand as soon as you get up. It's your call. It has storage for your coffee in the base for up to a week's worth of coffee, and there's a mini fridge built in for cream or milk, which goes in this tiny container. Even though I have the coffee machine out in the kitchen, it's pretty nice to have coffee right there in bed sometimes when I wake up. Above the bed over here we have this nice floating shelf, bunch of books. Got my projector over there from Nebula. It's a little small compact projector, fits on the shelf nicely, as well as a bunch of other things like candles and vases. Over here we got this donut light from Ikea. It's a very simple lamp. Love how this thing looks. Against the window we have one of my latest additions for the space, this stationary exercise bike from a brand called Mereach. This bike is honestly perfect and a great alternative to those expensive Peloton bikes. This bike is between $200 and $300. It's fantastic for exercise and fits perfectly in my tiny little bedroom space. It also does have Bluetooth capabilities for their app, which you just pop in 2 batteries, it enables it, very simple, but I like to just toss my iPad on top of the stand and watch TV shows, listen to music, and I also have this Nillkin Magsafe wall mount against the wall where I can stick my phone on the wall right there where my eyes are. Just uses Magsafe, it's very convenient, very simple. Also, all the lighting throughout this place, both here in the bedroom and out in the living room, is all controlled by Apple HomeKit. It's a mix of LifeX and Hue bulbs, and it's great to be able to control the brightness and add some fun colors if I feel like it as well. This place has gone through so many different changes and different stages. From the day I got this place, to making it my one place to live and work, to redesigning and redecorating, it's been a constant process, and even now, it's still going to be changing. For a while, this space just felt like an empty box, and I was fine with it, but spending a lot more time at home made me realize the importance of making a space feel like you. It seems silly and it seems simple, but I want to fill this space with things I love and things I want to see every day when I wake up, and I think I've finally done that. And it took 5 years, but this place actually finally feels like home in a city that I never want to leave. Okay, so this has been my condo tour. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below your thoughts on my whole space. Any feedback as well, any changes you'd make, any suggestions, let me know down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and that's it. Thanks for watching.